What's going on with you guys? My name is Kenneth, aka 1 Week, and today let's talk about UFC Fight Night Magny versus Ponzinibbio. And this is a pretty exciting one for them, but maybe for the fans. I'm just kidding. Let's start with their age bracket. They are both UFC veterans, and Neil Magny is only 31 years old, and Ponzinibbio only 32 years old. Neil Magny impressive record in the UFC. 14 wins and 5 losses, 14 and 5, while Ponzinibbio does have 8 wins and 2 losses, and currently he's riding a 6-fight winning streak in the UFC. Based on their overall record, Santiago Ponzinibbio has a better record compared to Neil Magny because he does have 23 wins and 6 losses, and out of those 23 wins, he does have 14 wins by KO, 6 by submission, and 6 by decision. So 14 by KO and 6 by submission. So that's 20 finishes overall out of those 26 wins. Pretty good record, pretty great record. Outstanding power based on his KO rate. For Neil Magny, 21 wins, 7 by KO, 1 by submission, and 11 by decision. So he doesn't like really go into that finishing touches in the fight. And in his 6 losses, a surprising one. He got KO'd just 1 time, but he got submitted 4 times and 1 decision loss. So chances are his chances are, based on his record, if you want to defeat Neil Magny, it's going to be pretty great jiu-jitsu style. So next one, achievements in the UFC. Santiago Ponzinibbio. I would like to mention this one for him. He's the type of fighter that you don't really expect to be in a main event, because he isn't a household name, even though he's a UFC veteran for over the years. But still, he's in a great condition right now and riding a 6-fight winning streak. And I think this is his break. This is his break. He likes to going in 100% all the time. So that's great for him. 1 fight of the night and 1 performance of the night. He's a UFC fighter since 2013, and this is his 2nd main event. Also for Neil Magny, which is kind of weird. I just saw that earlier. Both fighters have been fighting the UFC since 2013, but this is their 2nd main event, and congrats to them for having their 2nd main event, which is kind of big deal for them. Next one, Neil Magny, most wins in a calendar year, which is 5 wins in 2014. So that's pretty great. That's really unexpected for Neil Magny, but yes, he does have 1 fight of the night and 3 performance of the night. So you can see the potential of Neil Magny getting credible wins with style, because performance of the night is just winning the fight with the best style in that fight card. Next one, watching them, it's kind of weird, but because I'm not really expecting Santiago Ponzinibbio headlining the UFC, but I'm surprised and I'm shocked because he's really improving well, and every fight you can see better aspects of him, especially in his defensive wrestling and his relentless striking output. So based on their style, I'm just going to start with Ponzinibbio. Heavy hitter. He's great in kickboxing, but his boxing is just his most outstanding weapon, racking those 14 wins out of KO. BJJ black belt. So that's Neil Magny's weakness, BJJ stuff. Next one, he's a swarmer. He's like a bigger Korean Zombie with minimal tactics because Korean Zombie just goes in and Yes, he was KO'd because of that 1 second left. Uh, Santiago Ponzinibbio is just like that, but he does counter punch well. His boxing base is great, and his jiu-jitsu is super defensive for him, and he's hard to take down. So that's a big advantage for him. Neil Magny, range. He's like the if you're going to look a fighter who is like perfectly balanced, yeah, you can look for Neil Magny. Balanced head movement, his footwork, his cardio. I'm not saying he doesn't excel well, but he's up there. But there's nothing much left to say for him. That his striking is just up there compared to his other skills. But still, yeah, I like it. Pretty balanced, because some fighters, like for example, I'm going to give Edson Barbosa. So you can see Edson's weakness. Yes, his striking is very good. But yes, his striking is just way over the top, but his defense is just way below on his striking output. So for Neil Magny, yes, he's pretty balanced, and yeah, range striking, since he has long range fighting, jabbing, straight punches. Defensive wrestling, yes, he doesn't use his wrestling that much. He prefer a standing up and clinching game. But Ponzinibbio does have a BJJ black belt, and I believe he is much more muscular compared to Neil Magny. Since Neil Magny is a tall and skinny guy, yes, he's just perfectly balanced at this point, and that's pretty good for him. And my decision will be to Neil Magny via decision. And why? Because Neil Magny does have they both have veteran experience, but in the UFC he is 14-5, and he based on his record, his losses are just on the top fighters right now, like Rob Lawler, Rafael Dos Anjos, Damian Maia, those guys. But for Ponzinibbio, yes, he's in the top right now, but is not really that credible right now, and that's the reason why I'm going to pick Neil Magny, because Neil Magny, I think he's a great fighter, but I think he'll be a great journeyman. I'm sorry for Neil Magny for saying this one, because I'm not seeing him getting a title shot right now. But after this win, I believe he will continue to get more wins. The top of the food chain, the welterweight division, but I think he's just going to be beaten again by another great fighter. And decision win for Magny, because I don't think Ponzinibbio will catch Magny easily, because Magny's too rangy and does have much more quicker feet than him. I think it's going to be Magny jabbing his way in this fight and catching Ponzinibbio, and it'll be a miracle if he catches Ponzinibbio and knocking him out. But who knows? In my last predictions, I noticed that I've been wrong a couple of times, and maybe I'm wrong with this one. So Ponzinibbio, get your shit done and prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. But for now, I'm going to give Neil Magny by decision, and I think Magny versus Till will be the best option for Neil Magny after this fight. Or if Ponzinibbio wins, Darren Till is just the next fighter for them, because if they want to fight for the title shot, they should fight former title challengers and really test themselves, and for those former champions, bounce back from those losses. And that's the beauty of sport, because you'll never know who'll be the greatest of all time, who'll be the like the best upset. So that's it, guys. Thank you for watching, and if you like this video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. So 1 week out. Peace.